It's a very cold morning here in Thailand, and it's unusually so. No, I can't remember feeling this cold since I lived in the north. Um, I just felt driven to try to, and I look like hell because I've just woken up a short while ago. And as I was meditating, I was reflecting on a few things a friend of mine said. But in particular, what struck me and had me burst into tears in my meditation, well, my attempt at meditation, it wasn't really a good meditation, as you can imagine, if I was doing all this thinking. Um, but in fact, I was thinking about how people tend to, when they're really hurting, they can often become very angry and upset and aggressive. And I noticed quite a lot of people sharing about bipolar in particular, but depression generally, have talked about how they can become really crabby and unpleasant to be around. And I can certainly relate to when I was suffering a lot with them. I did go through about 18 months of what I reckon was bipolar, but much longer of depression, general depression. And there were times when the pain was so deep, I got pretty crabby, and I can really relate to it. And I remember my late cousin, who unfortunately died. She didn't kill herself. She got cancer, but it was a direct result of not dealing with the issues underlying her depression. And she was bipolar. And she could be downright prickly, and it was hard to be around her sometimes. And then I think it was the mixture of being able to relate to it myself, coupled with the just sudden longing to reach out and hug them that made me cry. It's so easy to judge someone else. I do try to practice this, though, try to remember that when people do say nasty things or are angry or respond or prickly or whatever, that there's always a reason. And it's beyond us to know what it is, and it's better just to sometimes step back and allow. In other occasions, where it's appropriate and possible, if they will allow it, sometimes it's just a nice hug. No words, no sweet words that mean well but are too shallow and just exacerbate the anger. Just sometimes a hug. I know I wanted one. 6,000 miles away, and at the time with no friend and partner I have now. Yes, it was very, very hard. And a hug, but it was even a virtual hug, meant so much sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rambles.